Your MLB The Show rating, top 5 players for the Pittsburgh Pirates. No surprise, it's Paul Skenes, rated as a 93. O'Neal Cruz, 83. Brian Reynolds, the versatile outfielder, is at 82. Jared Jones checks in at 80, and Mitch Keller, his fellow rotation mate, is also on this list at 79. Jason Kendall spent 15 seasons in the big leagues, a lot of time there with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he joins us now. You know, Jason, it's interesting. Your career certainly spanned a great deal of time in the show, but it almost gets a new life. Thanks to this game, MLB The Show, your career is getting exposed to a whole new generation because your card is one of the more popular cards to use throughout the game.
You know what's funny, Flo, is that's what I was told by my kids. They said that I was pretty good in the game, but it's so cool because my kids can see that. They can play it coming up, and the younger generation, it's great for those guys. I mean, I grew up in the game, just loving baseball. My dad played in the big league, so I knew everybody from the time he played, the time I was old enough to remember. So it's good for the the younger generation now to look back and see some players and then go back and look at their stats and see what they did. It's actually pretty cool.
Actually is. I urge people to check out all the virtual players that are former big leaguers and the former Negro leaguers, and just to check out who they are and what their resumes are online. Hey, let me ask you about Paul Skenes, Jason. How soon is how soon is too soon for Skenes to be named the best pitcher in Major League Baseball?
I don't think it's too soon at all. I think he is, even with not a full year in. Obviously, Rookie of the Year, but he is that good. Now he has to be there and stick around and the longevity thing. But right now, if I was to start a starting pitcher in a big game, it would be him. I think he's that legit.
As someone that spent a lot of time behind the dish, what is that one or two last things that a young pitcher with amazing talent has to learn at the big league level?
I think what people forget is he does have that electric stuff, but you're also throwing to hitters that have eye-hand coordination. Like I guess the best way I've always explained it was like fighter jets. Their eye-hand coordination is that good, and if you see a same pitch a couple times, they're going to get it. So I think just kind of mixing and matching and going over scouting reports, seeing obviously more so, I guess, in the Central, the guys that he faces, several times a year, what they did in certain counts, because those guys, listen, they're smart and they're good, and they'll start looking for pitches. So if you got somebody out on a 2-1 pitch a month ago, and then you play them, in their ballpark, and they're going to be sitting on that 2-1 pitch. So it's now a learning phase for him, and hopefully the catchers over there will do that. But the learning phase is making those adjustments as the hitters are. And once that happens, then he's going to be just fine because his stuff is dominating. I mean, he's dominant. He's as dominant as they get, as I've seen in the big leagues.
What are your expectations for Jared Jones, also in that Pirates rotation?
I think he's going to have, I don't want to say a bounce back year because I don't necessarily think he had a disappointing year. I mean, I would expect him to bounce. I would say wins and losses, that's probably the disappointing part of it, what I'm assuming he is thinking. But I bet he's going to. The thing that Skenes brings to this rotation is it's competition. I mean, you got your 5 starters, but it's competition. Everybody wants to outdo everybody else, whether they say that or they don't. That's just the game of baseball. But I think it's going to be people pushing people, and I would be surprised if the Pirates are not in a pennant race come September.
What do you think of Joey Bart behind the plate? Can he be the answer for the Pirates?
I think he can. I think, I don't know. It depends on if they have that special person to go as far as a backup. I know they have 2 young kids over there that are going to be right there with him. It depends on if they want him to be there every day. How many games he's going to catch a week? Is he going to catch 5, 6? Is he going to platoon with Henry Davis or Indy? I don't know. They got some decisions to make, but the fact that he's an older veteran player And, the things that I was talking about Paul Skenes earlier is Bart's perfect for that role because he has been there and he's done that, and he can take Skenes to another level and help him out and help him develop into, I believe, what everybody thinks he's going to be, which is one of the best pitchers in the last 20 years.
Well, PNC Park is a beautiful facility, and there's a lot of great baseball fans in Pittsburgh. I'd love to see the Pirates deep in a pennant race, in a playoff chase, so that'd be a lot of fun. Jason, thanks for spending a little time with us, man. Thanks for the insight.
Roflo, take care.
All right, as you take a look here, once again, the top ratings for the Pittsburgh Pirates, once again, offline ratings. Paul Skenes is at 93, O'Neill Cruz 83, Brian Reynolds 82, Jared Jones 80, and Mitch Keller at 79. This team has a rotation that can make a deep run. The question is, do they have enough offense? O'Neill Cruz, if he can take a couple of steps offensively as he transitions from shortstop to center field, that could be a huge difference.
Yeah, he's so young, and we have so much hope and promise for him, but he's one of those similar players where he has speed, obviously he's consistent, and we're just looking for that power, I think, aspect from him. And defensively, hopefully the move to center field, he'll be a little bit better there.
He ranked third in average exit velo last year at just under 96 miles per hour in 2024. Let's bring Rory back in. Rory, we've had some people in the chat mention that they think O'Neill Cruz, excuse me, a little too low at 83. You say what?
I don't know. I guess I might not say too low at 83. I can see where they're coming from, though. And a lot of what we look at O'Neill Cruz, once he moved to center field, his fielding did seem to improve. He was worth 2 outs above average. It was only 195 innings, so we've got him starting at a 72 fielding rating. One thing that we did look at is his outfield jump metric, which was really good in those innings. So he's going to start with 91 reaction. So defensively, looking like he might be very sound. The only thing that we're now going to be looking for on him is going to be hitting home runs. So everybody thinks power is exit velocity. And in general, in real life, yes, that holds up. But when we're talking about MLB the Show ratings, our power ratings are coming from how many home runs you hit. So he can have 120 exit velocity base hits. It won't impact his power rating. So as he hits more home runs, I would imagine we're going to see him hit maybe 30 home runs. If he cuts down on strikeouts, really solidifies his bat this year, maybe even 40 home runs, and then you'll see him at that 90 overall, maybe even higher by the end of the year.
Well, as I said to Jason Kendall, I would love to see the Pittsburgh Pirates make a run. It's a great ballpark, a lot of great fans, and some young talent there in Pittsburgh.